Hello and welcome everyone to this first webinar on 3DViewStation, a visualization tool for 2D and 3D files. Agenda for this webinar: we will begin with a brief presentation of SVSI for those who don't know us yet. Then we'll move on to a more theoretical presentation of 3DViewStation, followed by a live demonstration, where we show you the interface, how to open files, and so on. We will finish with a Q&A session. For any questions, we will find a small box in your toolbar where you can type them in. Don't hesitate, we will answer them at the end of the session. SVSI is a service company specialized in CAD and technical data management tools. As such, we are partner with the company Accruent, publisher of software like Meridian and Red Eye, and more recently with the company Keysters, publisher of 3DViewStation, the tool I will presenting today. SVSI offer audits, consulting services for both simple and complex integration, and even customized development. In terms of data management, we also provide consulting for CAD plan compliance and system migrations. We offer ETL tools and a wide range of services tailored to the software solution we provide. SVSI is existing for over 30 years, founded in 1994. We are partner with Accruent and have carried out projects in France, across Europe, and even internationally. Here is a non-exhaustive list of our clients. Our main areas of activity are in transport, nuclear, industry, and petrochemical. Now let's dive into the main topic, the presentation of 3DViewStation. 3DViewStation is a visualization tool for both 2D and 3D documents. You can import and export files and then create what we call a scene, combining several files together to build a work environment. From there, you can generate views and export them to PDF, among other things. Within a scene, you have multiple rendering modes: solid, wireframe, illustration, with or without shadows. Navigation is intuitive with zoom in, zoom out, rotation, and movement functionalities. You can move entire assemblies or individual parts directly within the workspace. From there, you can carry out measurements, distance, for example the size of windows in a building, surface areas, like total window surface for cleaning, or volumes, space calculation within an environment. 3DViewStation also offers collaborative tools. You can annotate elements to highlight design error or issues in a drawing. Annotations allow other users to quickly identify problems. You can also generate technical documentation, like parts list for a given assembly. As mentioned earlier, there is a transformation feature to move, duplicate, or delete elements for better visualization of a complete assembly. The interface is highly comprehensive and fully customizable: menus, functions, and more. There are two modes of access: a desktop client install mode, using the power of the user's workstation, or a web mode where all processing is server-side, requiring no installation on the client side. Very convenient for enterprise-wide deployment. Ultimately, 3DViewStation allows companies to speed up the consultation and analysis of 3D files within a single environment. Documents can be integrated from a local storage, Meridian, or other systems for comprehensive, in-depth analysis. The licensing model is flexible, based on a token system. A user consumes a token when he logs in, desktop or web version, and releases it when he logs out, making it available for others. It also enhances internal and external collaboration with annotations and live comments. Reports can be generated as PDF for distribution to external service providers. In summary, it improves project agility and operational efficiency. Let's move on to the software demonstration itself. When you open 3DViewStation, you will arrive at a well-organized interface. At the top, you will find a ribbon-style menu bar, similar to Office, with all available functions and actions. Depending on customer implementation, it is possible to show or hide some parts of the interface. We can also create new custom buttons and custom actions. On the left, you will see the tree structure of assemblies and parts once a document is open. Below that, on the bottom left, you will find the Properties panel for the selected element, such as rendering mode and other settings. On the right, you will see additional import and export parameters, not directly tied to the selected object, but to the scene configuration itself. Similarly, for exports, such as PDF generation, you have a range of available parameters. When a document is imported, you have some default parameters to import attributes, for example. When you disable or enable some default parameters, it will accelerate or slow the time to import the document on the scene. When a scene with some documents exists, we can export it to various file formats. For example, if you want to export some views of the document, you can preset configuration of this export. If you want some additional information, we could focus on all this configuration on the next webinar. There is a custom menu we have added called Open and Import with two main options. Local documents to open document stores on the user's computer, and Meridian Power Web to open document store on a secure vault. It's essential to identify the difference between open and import. Open creates a new scene, removing any existing one. Import adds a new object into the current scene. We start by opening a local document, such as a Word file, for example. Now it will open the Word file directly. It takes a short time to open, depending of how many pages there are. Okay, the native document is now opened. You can navigate between pages. Next page, you can see the page, or previous page. You can also open PDF documents. Then the native document is directly opened, and you can view all pages like the Word file. Now let's open a part file, a SolidWorks 3D file. Okay, I select it. It takes a short time to open because it's only a part. You can rotate it in different ways. Now I will show you how to import a second file into the scene. Then I will select a new SolidWorks file and open this file from local storage. The file open is inserted directly on the current scene, and you can select it, and you can view the two objects on the scene. On the left side, the structure is shown with all parts open, part 1 and part 7. If you want to open a new one, you have just to import a new file into the scene. For example, let's import part 4. We have some collision between two parts. It's really easy to move parts to avoid collision. You have just to click on Move, select the part, and move it. Then all parts are separated. You have a second way to add a document into the scene. It's when you try to open or import directly from Meridian Power Web. If you click on it, you have the Power Web interface directly available with all rights assigned to the user. All functions are working on the Power Web, like change to main area or views. You can select scopes or view properties of all documents. You can select a document. It says that there is one document selected on the top. You can validate and it opens the file. Now, if we try to open a new file, you have just to select a new one, validate, and that's it. The new file is opened. If you want to open several files in one step, you have just to select them on the Power Web. It says that there are 3 documents selected and validate. It will then open 3 files at once. You can see on the structure that there are 3 parts correctly imported, and if you want to move one of them, it's possible. You have just to click on one of them and use the Move Action button. 3DViewStation can open 2D files too. I have just to set the import mode to Today Favorite, and now when I open a file, a 2D file, for example an AutoCAD drawing, selected, okay, I open it, and now the file is opened in 2D mode. Now you can navigate between presentation and you have access to layers and external references. Indeed, if you have some drawings attached as an external reference to a main drawing, if you click directly on the main drawing, you have access to all documents associated with this document. In this example, the file main.twg have an external reference xref1.twg, and if we click on it and we validate the document, it opens the main document and the external reference. Then it's not necessary to open the first document and import next documents. All documents are directly loaded with the main document. It's the same thing for all kinds of assemblies. For example, like SolidWorks assemblies, if you load an assembly, it will load automatically parts associated to this assembly. Now I'm going to show you how to open more complex files like Revit file. First of all, I open the field. Okay, I select file and I load. It takes a little time to open the document and import it to the scene. Okay, it's loaded. You can see a small location for the building. Now we can try to open the building. I select this one, okay, I validate, and now it takes a little time to generate the model. It's important to know that the time to load the file depends on the processor on the server, and the display fluidity depends on the graphic card into the server. Okay, now you can see that the building is correctly imported in the field. Now, if you want to move the building, you have to select it. You can see that you have all floors available, floor 0, floor 1, etc. And if you want to move the entire building, you have just to select all parts of the building and use the transformation command move, and you can move it. You can rotate and you can zoom in or zoom out. In next webinars, we will see more in details all available functionality to manipulate structure and drawings. In 3DViewStation, we saw that it's possible to open or import some document directly from local storage or Meridian storage. Now we have developed an interface directly into the Power Web to view documents. If I select a file, we have a new page, Viewer 3D. When you select this new page, it's possible to view directly the document. All functionalities are available to transform or manipulate the document structure. Like in 3DViewStation directly, when you open the main document containing external references, all external references are loaded with the main drawing. We can see directly some picture, for example, the SVSI logo. We have developed the same ability to open file on Power User on Explorer. Now, if I open an Explorer and select a view, and if I show all, okay, I select, for example, okay, this part, we have another page called Viewer to open directly on the Explorer the 3DViewStation with the file directly loaded. Like in Power Web, all functionalities are available in Explorer. If you want to rotate, modify the structure, duplicate some object into the structure, it's possible. It's important to understand that if you modify the structure into the viewer, the native file is not directly modified because the file is open in read-only. Okay, that's all for me. If you have some question, don't hesitate to ask them, especially if you want me to view some parts of 3DViewStation in following webinar. For example, if you want to view how to compare two assemblies or how to detect collision between two parts. Okay, now let's start with Q&A session. The first question is it possible to view layouts on AutoCAD file? Yes, for AutoCAD file, you can view all layouts on a file. I try to open an AutoCAD file in 2D mode. Okay, I click to open, and you have on the page selection on the top of the screen. Unfortunately, for this drawing, I have only one layout available. Another question is which formats are supported to import in 3DViewStation? The following format: RCP, RCS, 3DS, etc. We will send you at the end of the webinar a link to view all supported formats to import, export 3D file and 2D files. A last question is layers supported in AutoCAD drawings? Yes, layers are supported, and if you click on layer, if you are opened a drawing in 2D mode, You have access to all layers available. Okay, if you have other questions, don't hesitate to send them by mail. All information will be sent to you at the end of this webinar. If you want to replay this webinar, it will be available on YouTube, LinkedIn, or our website. Thank you for your attention and see you on the next webinar. Bye bye.